Hey everyone, welcome back to CryptoCache. Thanks so much for joining me here. Hope you're having an amazing day. We're going to take a quick look at Mana Decentraland. And before we do, a quick peek at Bitcoin, see what's going on with that bad boy. It's basically kind of forming a descending wedge pattern. For lack of better terms, we kind of see this little dip for, I don't know, it just kind of feels bearish in that sense because of the fact we look at the simple moving average kind of working concurrent with that little descending pattern. And those typically break to the downside, not to the upside, considering it's a continuation, right? So it continues down here, does one of these, and eventually loses, right? So it's a good potential we might see that. I hope not, but that is the consideration. So my goal is just to kind of help reiterate the fact that you should have some money set aside for dollar cost averaging, add to your position as the price goes down. That's the important thing to do here. All right, that's kind of what we're looking at for that. Now let's go ahead and take a look quickly at Mana. And just before we do, of course, I want to let you know I'm not a financial advisor, but I've been trading for 15 years, and my goal is to help you become a better trader. And I have a trading community designed for that specific purpose. That's why I made these videos, to ensure that you can kind of learn how to become more self-sufficient on your own. So check that out. If you would benefit from a leg up in the industry, feel free to consider joining. If not, that's okay too. Learn as much as you can from these videos because that's the whole design purpose, right? Try to explain things as I go along. So that being said, let's go ahead and work our way down from the one-day chart all the way down to either 1 hour or 15 minutes. So taking a look here first, we can see that it's working within the Fibonacci retracement lines right now. We broke that resistance level, which was the all-time high, and obviously we're on to new heights at about $5.40 presently. That is a resistance level created by Fibonacci retracement. And I started this retracement line back in the 10th. So we're looking at exactly 2 weeks worth of trading data. In 2 weeks, Mana has increased a total of about 140%. It's quite significant, right? Now, most people may not see that as significant considering we just see so many large gains, but I can tell you coming from a traditional trading background, 140% takes years to accumulate in most cases, right? So this is uncommon and we need to celebrate that. So hopefully you got it in a position and you are benefiting presently. So let's go ahead and find out if it's worth taking profits or kind of where we're at with everything. First of all, we're above 70 on the RSI. I love to see this. 70 above the RSI on the one-day chart kind of gives us that sense of security knowing that we broke a resistance level. That is likely based on the fact that we broke our all-time high, right? So we blasted through that. Now we're back above 70 in the RSI. Great stuff here. We like to see that. That is extremely important. Taking a look at the 4 hour, see if we can see a similar scenario. Yes, we can. This doesn't concern me greatly, but 80 on the RSI on the 4 hour chart does mean that we're probably a bit on the overextended side. Okay, so just bear that in mind. That is essentially what's happening there. A little bit overextended, but not terrible. Let's see what TD sequential tells us here. We're at a 5 right now, which is not bad at all. Basically just means we have potential for another 4 to 8 candlesticks. In other words, 4 to 8 hours. What is that? That's somewhere in the range of like, 12 to, or no, 16 to like 48 hours roughly of bullish momentum that could still continue, right? So bear that in mind, that we are not even quite done yet. And what's cool is we had this little period of consolidation here right at the support level, correction, the previous resistance level, now a support, and that caused the price to continue upwards. You can see that little bounce right up there on that candlestick there. So all good stuff here for Mana. I don't see anything that is essentially telling us we're going to see a turnaround quickly. The only thing that you need to understand is that, of course, we're above 80 or at 80 on the RSI on the 4 hour chart. And that does imply that we're a little bit on the overbought side. But overbought doesn't mean anything at all when these kind of coins take off, right? We've noticed that with Sandbox recently. They defy all laws of trading. It just keeps going. KuCoin is another one. It's just really insane the way things are trending right now. So that's really that's the way that this happens, right? I mean, I'm not saying we're full on alt season, but we're starting to see what alt season will become. And that's essentially what happens when that occurs. Because 4 years ago, a similar exact thing happened, right? Now, we didn't have these type of gaming coins at that point. At least they weren't taken off like this. So this is a much different situation. Really awesome situation, actually. All right, so let's go ahead and look at the really quick here. Let's grab the 1 hour chart and kind of see where we're at for the Ishimoku cloud. All right, so we got the conversion line above the lagging of the baseline basically there. Perfect. Basically just means we should expect to see a continuation still. We do not want to exit our position yet because we haven't reached that conversion line yet, or that lagging span hasn't essentially touched the price action. Once that does, we want to consider selling our position or trimming. But generally speaking, Ishimoku Cloud is giving us the go-ahead. And the great thing about this is the cloud is essentially a great way of understanding if you're on the right side of the trading style, right? In other words, if you're on the bulls or the bearish side, right? we're on the bulls for sure. We're definitely riding the bulls at this point, and we're all good. And we're looking to continue. I mean, there's no indication at all that we should exit our position. I would expect the price to probably consolidate, somewhere in the range of between 494 and 540 for a little while, based on the sheer fact that it increased quite a lot here in this time frame, and we've got about 20% gain in just under about 8 to 10 hours. So that does usually need to require to calm down. But as you can see here, this blue line, that is essentially the previous all-time high. And do you see how this happened? Like, this is what a normal continuation looks like. When you break through a resistance level, the price comes up, comes back down to effectively bounce, and then you get that increase, right? So this is the important thing, is to get that bounce right off that support level, reaffirming the fact that we get a support. So once you see the price come down and kind of test the support, the previous resistance, the all-time high, then and only then would you want to add to your position, right? Because sometimes it can come crashing back down. It's not super common, but oftentimes it comes down and bounces. And that's what we saw here. So very good stuff. That just kind of reaffirms the fact that we're in the right direction, heading in the right area there. And we can see this upper Fibonacci retracement level right around 584. That is, it's trending towards that as well. So that's kind of where we have our profit target. We have a profit target at 582. And if you've watched some of my videos, you might know this by now. Always set your profit targets just below major resistance levels and or Fibonacci retracement lines. Best way to go, because if you put it right at the exact spot, then you oftentimes don't get filled based on the sheer fact that a lot of times, that the bulls, or the bears, essentially, they have their positions in play, and that they get filled quicker than you do because they're asking for so much volume, and a lot of times you can kind of not get filled. But that's just a quick little pro tip there. But let's go ahead and take a look at the, what is it? Let's go to TD sequential and see where we're at here. Oh, this is perfect. Take a look at how awesome this is. So this is a perfect example of how TD sequential should work. Okay. In other words, the price comes up. You can see we've got a 1 all the way to a 9. Now, normally the price goes sideways and consolidates around 9, right? Or retraces. However, in momentum plays like this, it'll continue upwards. It bounced off of the support level, right? Previous resistance, and continued. So what's great about this, we had the 9 going into the, we basically had our state of exhaustion just before it hit the resistance level, but it pushed an extra couple of legs higher to break that resistance plane and create a support. All good things. This is an extremely perfect situation here. So Mana is performing very, very well right now. We've got a very healthy continuation here. That's just enough time for a reset, so we could potentially see another 8 to 10 hours worth of bullish momentum. So I'd say just let it ride right now. If you got a position open, I do think we'll comfortably see somewhere in the range of $5.85, $6 in the near future. It might even happen today. But this is a nice, healthy little continuation. I don't see any reason why it should slow down. So, obviously, dollar cost average, consider adding to your position if you want to, or just consider also leaving your position open. Normally I like to recommend taking profits, but I don't think this is done increasing yet. That just I have that feeling based on the way these coins are trending. We should probably expect the price to continue upwards. So, deal with that how you will, but just note that we should see 585 in the very near future. And once we've passed that point, I'll do another analysis. I'll reestablish these Fibonacci retracement levels, and we'll go ahead and take a look at the new potential, which would probably be somewhere in the range of, $7 or $8, maybe even $9 at that point. But we'll bridge that gap here soon. For right now, we're looking very good here for Mana. I'm extremely bullish, even though it appears to be overextended. It's really not all that terrible. We got a nice reset here recently, so we're looking very good. So I hope you found this beneficial. Thank you so much for joining me here. We'll look forward to seeing you in the next video, and we'll hope you have a great rest of your day. Thanks again for your time. Take care.